Russ. Hey, I'm back in the car again. 9:42 a.m. 69 degrees outside. Yeah, I already went to Costco. Just did some grocery shopping as well. Now I'm gonna head home. What did I get at Costco? Well, my typical thing, but let me show you the pizza this time. This is the type of pizza I'm not as in favor of. Okay, this was at the Mount Prospect Costco. See how it's so much thicker on the back end, kind of thin on the inside part. I think it's from how they roll it. Sometimes they roll it wrong or roll it differently, and then everything flattens out in the middle, and then you just got a huge amount of dough by the crust. Yeah, I don't like that. It forces me to eat it differently. I mean, I'm sure there's the same amount of stuff on there, but I'll take a bite of the pointy part and then take a bite of the crust. Otherwise, if you finish all the middle stuff, all you've got is crust, and there's no cheese on it then, right? So you have to kind of even it out. So it's harder to eat that way, but you gotta roll with the punches, as they say. All right, so anyways, yesterday I went to see the nurse practitioner, because I never get to see the doctor, as you know. And overall, everything went pretty well. We agreed that I only really need to come in once every 6 months instead of every 3 months. She says, my numbers are pretty stable, and it has been for a while now. So I said, well, if I don't have to see you every 3 months, I'd rather do it every 6 months. And she says, that's fine. And then we talked about the blood pressure thing. I did bring in my blood pressure cuff to have them check it. And although it's, of course, not going to be identical numbers, she says it's close enough that you don't have to worry too much about it. So whatever it says, she says you can pretty much rely it's pretty close. Okay. However, the blood pressure has been going up lately. And so here's what we decided to do. I have a 50 milligram tablet of losartan, and I also take another type of blood pressure medication. I don't know what that is. It's a very small, round, circular tablet, and it's, or I guess you could just call it pill, 2 pills. And I said, do I need to take the other one? She goes, yeah, you do, because one does a certain thing to your blood pressure, and the other one does another thing. So whatever it does, I don't know what it does. She told me, but I don't know. And so she says, yeah, your blood pressure seems to be going up. It shouldn't be going up. It should be more maintained. So we decided to double the losartan medication. Now, I only take a 50 milligram pill, and she says that's actually about the smallest dose that comes in. She says, let's move it to 100. So originally she said, maybe we should do 50 in the morning and 50 in the afternoon. I said, when I buy these pills, I do 3 months at a time. So essentially they give me 90 pills for a 3-month supply. I said, if you split it into 2, are they going to give me 180 pills? And she says, maybe not. Because if you buy 2 months, you get 1 month free for your copay. So she goes, okay. She says, let's just do it this way. She says, although you can cut the tablets in half, which is just a hassle to do that. She says, why don't we just do all 100 milligrams in the morning? I says, that sounds better for me. So we're going to double up my losartan medication, just to see if we can bring that blood pressure down a little bit more. Yeah, it's a little high. It shouldn't be where it is. It's gone up, actually, so that's why we're going to do this. We also talked about, I mentioned on, if not a video here, I know in a couple of the Russ's riding videos, you might have seen me move my arm across the camera, scratching an itch on my left arm. It's like right in the crook of my arm. Yeah, I get like a little rash there every single year, without fail, every year. I'm talking, I don't know, 10 plus years. It happens around this time of the year all the time, and it goes through to the winters months, and then it goes away. I don't know why it does that, but it does it. So she looked at it and she goes, yeah, it's kind of inflamed. I go, well, yeah, it's because I've been scratching it. So she gave me an ointment type of thing to take. It's, I guess it's some type of steroid, something or other. It was pretty cheap. It was like $3.30 or something like that for my copay. So she says, yeah, put this stuff on. Maybe that'll bring it down. So I did it. Let me see here. It does look a little bit better. And that's only one day. So I don't know. I'll just continue putting that on until it finally goes away, you know. So anyways, that's the thing. And so the rest of everything else, she says, it seems pretty good, you know. We didn't do an A1C test or anything like that, but she looked at all my numbers. I always bring in all my daily numbers for her. I put it on a spreadsheet. So she says, yeah, she says nothing's really changed. I told her that I don't do the blood glucose test daily. I says, I don't see the point. She goes, yeah, nothing's moving. It's exactly the same all the time. So she goes, yeah, you don't need to do it daily. You know, there's no need to do that. So, but she says you seem pretty controlled for your diabetes. It's not anything to be concerned with at this point. I mean, it's higher than it should, right? It's the last time we were at 6.1 for my A1C. She says you're probably about the same, you know, based on the numbers there. She says you're probably about the same. So we're not too concerned about that. We did talk about bananas because I said, yeah, I took a banana, ate a banana late at night once, and then I looked at the A1Cs, or not the A1Cs, but the daily glucose numbers in the morning, which is when I usually take it. And I says, yeah, that thing jumped up. She goes, yeah, bananas have quite a bit of sugar. Certain fruits, she says, will jump you versus others. She says you could probably eat all the strawberries you want. It probably wouldn't do anything to you, but bananas will do it. So she says, yeah, certain fruits you got to watch out for. I only ate the bananas because I kind of figured I could use the potassium since I wasn't taking the potassium citrate that the urologist recommended I take 4 pills a day. Apparently I shouldn't do that then with the bananas. I don't know. I don't want to take this potassium citrate. I still have all the pills. I mean, I got a whole 3-month supply worth. 4 pills a day. Well, that's nuts. Anyway, I'm not doing that. I'm watching this guy on a bike. All right, that's all I got. I'll talk to you guys next time.